Hello guys, it's RagingRaptor again, and now I want to give you a brief update about the F34202. Not this one, which we know now, but the one which will come when it will be switched to Tier 8 as a premium tank. But just to take it off at the beginning, it won't come in the immediate future. They said it will come roughly around New Year. They cancelled it. So I think it will probably come between February and March. Yeah. Waiting longer for my free or half free Tier 8 premium tank. But yes, I don't have much pictures, I don't have two, so please not too much rage, because not so much pictures. But no, let's go to the stats. First of all, it's a Tier 8 British medium tank. It's a price of 11,750 gold, which is very much, or better, a shitload. It's a shitload. And yes, the crew is as the F34202 has at the moment now: a commander, gunner, driver, and loader, which is also a radio man. So 4. The hit points is 1,400, which is not that bad. It's quite good in my opinion. And yes. And the weight is 41 tons, which is quite heavy, but not that much. And now let's go to the speed stats. As you probably know, at the moment this tank has roughly 20 HP per ton ratio and a maximum speed of 40. It will get cancelled, my dear friends and followers. The maximum speed will be 35. Yay. A medium with no whole armor and is slow as hell. And 20 kilometers backwards. The engine power is 510 and the power to weight ratio is 12.34. Yay. A Tier 10 tank which will get transferred to a Tier 8 tank, premium tank, which has as a big plus good acceleration, will get cancelled. Yes, the traverse is 40 and the turret traverse is 36 degrees per second. Which is not that bad. This is really good in my opinion. The terrain resistance is probably a thing which will gives you a better handling, because at the moment, as I said, the power to weight ratio is bad, but the terrain resistance is really low, so this tank won't be that not that slow like you would think of the power to weight ratio. And yes, but let's go to the armor. It has 58 on the front, 58 on the side, and 31 on the back. So the whole armor will be really weak. But I think a good point to say is that the whole armor, the frontal, is very steep sloped. So there is probably a chance that many tanks, when you stay hull down, they shoot you hull, they will bounce, like it is at the moment. But as you know, at the moment it is overbuffed, but still not suitable to fight. And the turret armor is also something which will change. At the moment it is 100, and it will get nerfed, of course, because at the moment it is again overbuffed. And yes, at the moment the frontal will be 170 millimeters. And some parts which are, I can't really see it, 127, I'm not sure. But the turret ring will have 170 and the roof roughly 50. And I think this will be a big plus for this tank. The side also 90. Frontally, hull down, this tank will finally be a little bit capable of fighting. Because at the moment every single turret will shoot at you through your turret. Of course, Tier 8 tank Tier 8 heavies, for example, won't have such a problem to penetrate your turret. But like now, the armor model shows me that Tier 6, 7 and Tier 8 mediums probably will have problems to penetrate your turret. And I really hope it will be like this, because at the moment everyone is shooting for your turret. This gets kind of annoying. So probably there will be a big plus, which is probably compensated with the maximum speed. And yes, but let's go to the gun, which will also say probably will be the factor which will say this tank will not have special matchmaking, which is in my opinion a big pity. Because with special matchmaking this tank will be really good without He will quite get fucked in tier 10 battles. I say it like this. Of course, the gun has good penetration. It's Type B barrel, 20 pounder Type B barrel with 226 penetration with AP and 258 with APCR, which gives it a damage of 230 on both AP versions. But of course, the Centurion has to do this as well, and he has a good turret armor as well. But I see the Centurion is really bad in battles. I didn't really like it. I liked the Centurion 7-1 because the gun was something which carried a punch, especially also with hash, of course. When you have a waffle shaker, boom, bada bam, normal HE with 105 penetration and badge, 500 damage. But at the moment with this gun, will it get into battles? It won't. Of course, the turret armor is better than a Centurion 1, but if the camouflage won't be that good, you will have some problems. The round of fire is 7.5 shots per minute, which is okay-ish, because it gives it a DPM of 2725, which is really low. When you compare it to the STA2 and the Panther 88, which I already did today, they have both 2000. This tank has roughly one shot less, so 1725. And yeah, the aim time is really bad with 2.6 seconds, it's really long. The accuracy is mediocre as well with 3.35. It's the same like the Object 140 has. The depression is really good with -10 and +12. I really like that, I appreciate it. Ammo carried is at the moment the same, like 50, shitload of ammunition. And yes, no, again back to the round of fire. As has a real time of 8 seconds with this little gun. The Centurion 1 has 6.2 and still isn't capable of fighting really good in my opinion. For that, the fuel range is quite good. Of course not the 400 like the Centurion 1 has, but 390 is good and capable as well. You can take in binos, and coded optics, and you will have a good time. But at the moment, I hope they will buff this tank a little bit and won't make the mission too hard, because at the moment in tier 10 it is capable of fighting, it has a good DPM, but sometimes you have a problem to get to positions to put out to punch the DPM. And sometimes, yeah, this is my biggest problem, to punch the DPM at the moment, because you get penetrated so easily sometimes. So I don't really know, is it really worth it to get, and things like this. So I hope they will buff this tank in round of fire, and the maximum, 3 things: round of fire, maximum speed, and fuel range. Buff it to 400, please. It would be nice, because then it will also count like a passive scout. It will be great to play this tank, or probably only one of these 3 things, or give it a better maximum speed, at least 40, please. It had 40 already, and it wasn't even. There aren't even sources that it was so low. So yes, please make it to 40. This will be one thing, or the DPM buff it to at least that it get 2000, so it's capable to fight like the other medium tanks, which will come out in 9.5 super test, or even on the live server. Or, as I said, give it a more fuel range, so it has the advantage of sniping and spotting the enemy before they can spot you with a good camouflage, because at the moment the tier 10 FV has good camouflage. And yes, and at the moment the summary, the armor for a medium tank is really good at the moment. It will be capable of bouncing medium tank shots, heavies mostly not, and TDs especially not. But the speed is really bad for a medium, the DPM is really bad. So if you have the tier 10 tank and the missions aren't that too hard, do it. Make the missions to get a tier 8 premium tank for free. Also sometimes for get a crew experience. This isn't that bad, but with 11,750 gold, I won't recommend it to buy it. At the moment with this stats, if they won't buff anything, I won't recommend it to buy it at the moment. Of course, it's a super test. The change will not come anytime soon. So yes. And I also see some comments of others. They say that the price is stupid. Seriously, the price is 11,000. This is fucking huge. They're just like, oh look, we make new premium medium tanks, like the Type was. Better make it expensive. Because the Super Pershing has 7,500, which is quite low. The T-34-3 has much, and yes, I think this is bullshit. This is something smelly in the bush. But guys, as I said, my opinion, I won't buy it, but I will try to get it if with the mission. And yes, if you liked the video, my thoughts and something like this, push the like button up. Make a comment which was good, which was bad. Subscribe, of course, for the latest news about World of Tanks. And yes, see you on the battlefield.